Inshallah. Shaykh, you mentioned, there's a quote about innocence, ignorant and compounded ignorant in UITM. Could you explain about
well,
that?
I was struck. I was with Sayyidina Qibr Attas the other day, and he used innocent ignorance and arrogant ignorance, and I hadn't heard those terms before. Generally, the way I learned it was compounded ignorance and simple ignorance. But I actually liked the idea of using innocent ignorance and arrogant ignorance, because essentially that's getting, by saying compound ignorance and simple ignorance, you're not getting to the real problem. Because innocent ignorance is when people have a purity that enables them to say, I don't know. Because being able to say, I don't know, comes from, like a child. A child will just say, I don't know. Whereas, there's an essay written by an American philosopher, which unfortunately he entitled it with a word that I don't say privately, so I certainly won't say it on the radio. But anyway, the initials are BS, and what he argued in that is that there was so much BS in the world, and he asked the question in the essay, why is there so much people just pretend to know things, and they just say things, and it's just rubbish. That's what the British call it, rubbish. It used to be called balderdash, just empty, kalam fadhi. The Iraqis say hachi fadhi, empty words. Why is there so much of that? He argues in there because people feel they have to have an opinion about everything, and that's a disease. Just to be able to say I don't know. In fact, our scholars used to teach I don't know as part of knowledge, and they would say that it was half of knowledge. That if you know I don't know, you already know half of knowledge. And they warned about saying لا تقف ما ليس لك به علم. Don't say things that you don't have knowledge of. The Quran warns us. لا تقولوا لا تصفوا لا تقولوا تصفوا ألسنتكم الكذب هذا حلال وهذا حرام لتفتروا على الله الكذب. Don't describe with your tongues by saying lies about Allah's deen. This is halal and this is haram. So we're warned about these things, and yet arrogant ignorance is what compels people out of arrogance. Even though they're ignorant, but their arrogance assumes that I can't be ignorant because I'm me. I'm so important. My opinions are so important. So we flooded the world with empty opinions. We have all these people talking nonsense. And people that know the subject they're talking about can see that they're just full of air. They're hot air, But this is a problem. And so simple ignorance, it's really important. Traditionally, people who didn't know, they would just say, go ask so-and-so, he knows. Sahaba, radiallahu anhum, they didn't like to answer questions. They used to defer it to other people because they felt the heaviness of having to say what the religion says about something. That's a weighty thing. Now we have every Tom, Dick, and Abdullah just feels compelled to give their opinions on the internet. We have what they call trolls, these empty people with vacuous lives that have no meaning other than to find meaning by defaming or slandering or attacking the words of other people. That's what we have. We have empty people that won't even write their real names. They won't even say where they're from. They're just empty people. And so we have empty suits walking around. The lights are on, nobody's home. And this is a crisis of the modern people. We've become empty people. One of the things, humans are called thaqalain, the two weighty ones. Humans and jinn, they're called thaqalain. That's what the Quran calls them, weighty ones. We're weighty creatures. We're not frivolous, empty creatures. We're supposed to have gravitas, weight. There was a film recently called Gravity, which was just about these idiots out in space floating around. And this is modern man. We've been freed from the atmosphere of the earth. We're spiritually without gravity. There's nothing that's holding us down spiritually anymore. So we're just floating in space.
Subhanallah.
محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن عجم. محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن